I'm ready to
They're showing the
now.
show. Yeah.
So we need to finish up the end of the worksheet on degrees, and then we're going to go do all the same thing with radians. Okay, the back side of the worksheet is asking you to do the reverse of what you did on the front side. So this time they're going to tell you that you know the value of what sine is equal to. And the question is, what angle are you at if sine is a negative square root of 3 over 2? Now, you'll notice in the instructions will say that the angles all have to fall between 0 and 360 degrees. If they didn't say that, you would have to name every coterminal angle forever and ever, because there would be an infinite number of angles where it has that value. It could keep going around the circle and stopping at that angle, going around, stopping. So we're saying go around the circle one time to get your answers. To do these problems, it takes 3 steps. You first have to figure out what quadrants could this angle be in. Then you have to figure out what reference angle it could have. And then last but not least, you would have to actually name the angles. And this will make more sense when I do it in a second. It's actually pretty logical. All right, so once again, everything hinges on drawing a picture. If this is sine and it's negative, what are the possible quadrants sine could be in to be negative? Looking at all-star tree class.
We're not all
It's clear over there on the far end of the board. Where is sine negative?
The third and fourth.
Third and fourth, yeah, because it's positive in first and second. So we're going to go third and fourth, and we're going to go, okay, my triangles would always go up to the axis. Now, what angle in the special angle table is sine square root of 3 over 2 at?
Sine 60.
It's at 60. So you know that the little reference angle in here is 60. All you have to do is then name the actual angle. What is the angle from here around to there? Well, you know the horizontal line here is 180, so what's 180 plus 60 more? 240. So, yeah, there's one answer. And then you need to get a second answer by asking yourself, if I started here and I went clear around to the second line, well, I know I'm 60 degrees short of what?
360.
Yeah, this would be 360, and I'm 60 degrees short of that, which means my angle is 300. And ta-da, you have found your 2 answers. The most you will have is 2 answers on these problems. You occasionally can have only 1, but most of the time you will have 2 answers. So, all right, now let's do about 50,000 more. We'll see if we can get Shannon's arms to wear out. The second one, cotangent equals a negative square root of 3 over 3. So, same thing. What quadrants can I be in for cotangent to be negative?
The second and the fourth.
Cotangent is negative in the second and the fourth. And so you're always drawing your triangles to the axis. Now this one's tricky. I need the angle where cotangent is square root of 3 over 3. Where cotangent is. If you look at that table tells you where tangent has values. So you actually have to think, what's the reciprocal of this? If I flipped it over, what would tangent be? It would be 3 over the square root of 3, which when rationalized,
3 square root of 3.
yes, is 3 square root of 3 over 3, which then cancels the 3's, and you get square root of 3. If you remember the other day I told you, quickie thing to know, square root of 3 over 3, when you do the reciprocal, is just square root of 3. Square root of 2 over 2 flipped over is just square root of 2. So we actually need to know then where tangent would be square root of 3. If cotangent square root of 3 over 3, tangent would be just square root of 3, which is what angle?
60.
Is also 60. And so if I then draw my pictures, I have to name my angles. What is it from here to here?
140.
That would be,
No, wait, 60, 120.
yeah, 180. We're going backward 60. So that would be 120. And then if I come around to this other angle, that's once again what? 360 minus 60 would be
Three.
300, and there's your two answers. Okay, weird, not weird? Sort of
Weird.
Okay, I need to do one with a quadrant line. You also want me to do another one with just normal angles? You want me to do something that's not a 60? Sorry, I wasn't thinking ahead, not do a 60 again.
No, we're good.
Okay, I have one more good, the rest of you aren't talking.
Go ahead.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do a quadrant line one. All right, I want to know, did I put one on here? Yeah. I want to know where is cosecant undefined? Okay, so undefined. That's a little strange. But you should think, if you look at the table, look at the top row of the table and the bottom row of the table. 0 degrees, the top row is 0, 1, 0. 90 degrees, you get 1 zeros or undefined. If you see you have a problem where you have a 1, a 0, or an undefined, it should scream at you, I have a quadrant line! Other than, notice, tangent of 45 is 1. If you're working with tangent, you can get 1 somewhere else. But any other time you see 0, 1, or undefined, you're sitting on one of the quadrant lines. You just have to figure out which one. Well, if you know cosecant's undefined, what's the reciprocal of it? Because I have to know what sine is in order to look it up in the table. So what's the reciprocal of undefined? Yeah, undefined is 1 divided by 0. So if you flip it over, you've got 0 over 1. So we're actually looking for where is sine equal to 0. This one won't be in a quadrant, it's going to be on the line. So there's really not much work. You just have to ask yourself, where is sine equal to 0?
180 and 0.
Okay, why did Blake tell me 0 and 180? Because the chart says, yep, it's 0, it equals 0 at 0 degrees.
180's on the same one.
But 180's on the same line, so yes, you will get both answers. Because it would equal 0 in both places. Okay, one other quadrant liney one. Can you pause it a second, Shannon?